Howdy, hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Montana Max, and we are having another Game Day Smokedown. We missed you last week when Jen and I were out traveling the world, drinking wines, taking in nature, and getting off the grid, but we're back, and we've got two exciting recipes here for you today. That's right. We're going to show you how to uptake your tailgating flavor game today with two awesome recipes that are easy to do. Whether you're home gating at home or if you're out on the field, we are going to be showing you how to make bacon wrapped onion bombs. That's right, we're going long with the bomb all the way to the end zone. And then we're going to be making an awesome crab seafood dip to accompany that as well. It's going to have a lot of flavor. Perfect way to kick off game day. As always, treat yourself when you're cooking. Cheers. We appreciate you all being here. Thanks for joining us. Speaking of joining us, right over here, making sure things run smoothly as usual and keeping me somewhat in line is my one and only Jen. Cheers, Jen. You ready to have a good game day smokedown? Are you ready to have a game day smokedown? I'm ready to have a good game day smokedown. And all of our friends are here, including Spoony McSpoonerson, my favorite spoon in the whole wide world. But it's going to take some time for these to cook, and this beer is going to overflow if I ain't careful. Oh! No party fouls on first down, people. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's start cooking, because that's why I'm here. That's why you're here. Let's make some awesome things. Dolphins are currently 23-32. I can read it. Is anybody else having trouble with audio? Parker, give me a shout back if you're having trouble hearing anything. Might have some audio difficulties. Okay, so we got confirmation on Twitch that can hear there. Let me know if there is any difficulties. Audio's good. Okay, never mind. It's only coming through one ear. In the ear I don't have. Yeah, I run in mono for some reason. I'm working on stereo, but yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you for being there, and thank you for letting us know if we do have issues so we can fix those, because obviously we don't want to be the Minnesota Vikings of streaming. Oh, low blow as I wear Dolphins gear. My poor Dolphins. Just before I came downstairs and just before I went live, the Texans were driving and did throw a touchdown pass. I think it will be overturned, but they're making a run to tie it up with just a minute, probably less than a minute to go in that game. So if anybody knows the score or what happens on that one, be sure to jump in the chat, because that's another thing we need to add into this awesome stream is I need to have a giant TV with the football game going outside here at Montana Max National Forest. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful fall day. We're sitting about average temps here in Minnesota. Main cam's a little blurry. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. So that's just going to have to be how it is. Damn, that's my best friend's favorite team, the Vikings. Well, if you haven't joined us before, and thank you for joining us, make sure you hit that subscribe or follow button. We do talk a lot of trash about the Vikings because Jen over here is from Kansas City. I'm from Montana, so we have no allegiance to the Minnesota team. But, you know, they're having a rough start. It'd be good to see them maybe win one. So they can at least have one, right? One. All right. Anyways, let's jump into cooking. Let's get busy here. Let's start making some food, and we can continue to chat and have a good time here, because that's what Game Day Smokedown is all about. Hanging out with friends, cooking awesome food, and enjoying a beautiful Sunday. All right, so onion bombs. First ingredient that we need to prep up is onions. Yes, believe it or not, they are critical to an onion bomb. So we're going to take our beautiful Gunter Wilhelm Santoku knife here, the Japanese version of a chef knife. I've already peeled these. Actually, I should say Jen has already peeled these. I don't want to get in trouble later. And we're going to cut both the ends off of this. Let's flip it over here to the cutting board cam so you can get a better view on your full screen on what's going on. And we've cut them off so it'll sit nice and flat. And then we're just going to cut out a little bit of a wedge. Just like that. Then we're going to pull that out. So if you can see there, just a little, there, perfect. Bam, nailed it. Just a little bit of a wedge, because we're not going to be using the whole onion. Save the interior of the onion for later. Put that in a Ziploc bag or something like that, because you don't want to waste food, number one, and that onion can go into other dishes. If I wasn't on stream right now, while it was cooking, I'd actually dice it up, put it in a bag, throw it in the freezer. It'll keep. And you just want to be real careful because we don't want to crack our onions. And we're going to just peel off that outside layer. There we go. Easy as that. Easy as that. See, now we've got a beautiful outside layer here, and that is going to house the bomb. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. Make sure you get that last part. All right, so we're going to do up a half dozen of these. I'm going to take and just prep up the rest of these onions real quick so they're ready to rock and roll. Still waiting for an update on that Vikings game. If anybody there has Google, I know the Google will tell you, or if you're watching it, let me know, because I'm morbidly curious if they are going to blow it in the last minute, because that's typical fashion for those boys. Normally you'll see me on Game Day Smokedown decked out in my Kansas City Chiefs wear, but since they're not playing today, I went with my original heart team, the Miami Dolphins. I was a big Dan Marino fan as a kid. And being... Huh? It's over. Okay, so they didn't count that touchdown that I saw right before I came down. He bobbled the ball. It wasn't going to stick. It was exciting, though, for a minute. Probably stressful if you're a Vikings fan. All right. There's another onion. And if you've seen our past streams, I mean, we're not dicing these, so it's not too bad. The pro tip always with onions, if you're worried about having tears when you're cutting up onions, throw them in the fridge for 10-15 minutes before you use them. You will see no more tears. Just like the Ozzy Osbourne song. No more tears, tears, tears. Any Ozzy fans? I love me some Ozzy. Jen's like, who's that? Who's Ozzy? Getting off that outside layer. If you do crack them or tear them a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal. You want to keep them intact as possible, though. Just be careful. This one, see, you got a little tear there. Don't have to start over. Don't have to throw it away. Don't waste that food. Not a big deal. And you'll see why, momentarily, why that's not going to be a big deal. You just don't want it to have a crack that, like, runs all the way through. Once again, if you do, just dice it up. Save it. Use it for a different dish. We use onions in so much stuff because they have so much flavor and they're so good. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Shush, shush. Sharon is what he meant. Sharon. Sharon. Well played. Another pro tip from Croy Valley when you're chopping onions. Thanks for joining us. Wear a snorkel. All right. Get in my onion bombs. All right, all right, all right. Get that outside layer off. These are going to have an immense amount of flavor because we are going to layer a bunch of different seasonings. We're going to be going with a filling that's going to have a bunch of great stuff in it. And you will see when you serve these to your guests how impressive it will be. And it's not hard. It's not a hard dish. Hey, how are you? Corn Dog Racing's back. How are you? We're doing good. We're enjoying Game Day Smokedown. thanks for joining us again. We are rocking out some bacon onion bombs. We're going along with the Hail Mary of appetizers by throwing the long bomb. Damon from Croy Valley, that is a football term, American football. But thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you so much. We're just getting our onions finished prepped. I got one more to go. We're just using the outside layer of the onion. Save your other onions. Use them in whatever other dish requires onions, which if you've watched our streams here, we're on episode 5 Friday barbecue party this week. So episode 4 because we took last week off from Game Day Smokedown. But if you've watched any of our streams, which we've had quite a few, we keep rocking and rolling right along here. We use onions a lot, don't we? Because they have flavor. They're great. I'm just going to pop this last guy. Who's your team? Who's your team? Who won? We need more deets, man. The other thing I'm wondering, which we need to Google too, is if they actually set a date and time for Kansas City to come back and play again. Because they said it was probably going to be Monday or Tuesday, dependent on our COVID world. And after all, I'm just a COVID girl. See, Cyndi Lauper, babe, Cyndi Lauper, because I'm living. Oh, that would not be Cyndi Lauper. That would be Madonna. Because I did Material Girl. How embarrassing. Oh, the Saints. He's a Saints fan. Jen's also, when she's not Mahoming it up, which is every day of her life, but she actually went to Purdue at the same time Mr. Breeze was quarterbacking at Purdue. So she's got a little soft spot in her heart for them New Orleans Saints. Don't you, babe? Yeah. Second favorite team because of Mr. Breeze. Which, great guy, great quarterback. He's like 42 and still playing. I mean, that's pretty impressive, the longevity to be in the league that long. Anyways, onions are done. Time to treat yourself. Thank you for taking some time on your Sunday and joining us. We always appreciate it when you're here. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to start doing our filling, which is going to be awesome. I'm really excited about this. So essentially what we're going to be doing is making meatballs. If you joined us a couple Game Day Smokedowns ago, we did a massive meatball hoagie. It actually won a Traeger award, which I was super stoked about. I got to be on the same episode as Mr. Adrian Peterson. At least my name was. I didn't get to appear, but at least I got the shout out from Traeger, and I got a flag coming. Still waiting on that flag. Then I'll fly it on Game Day Smokedown to show my Traeger pride. But anyways, same sort of concept for the fillings. We're going to make a meatball. It's going to be awesome. So let's get started here. Got a pound. I'm going to flip her over to the cam here. Got a pound of hamburger, Revere Cattle here. That's a Minnesota company if you're not from Minnesota. Go Dolphins, go Eagles tonight. Lots of good games this week. Lots of good games. Oh, and Jen just confirmed the Chiefs are playing tomorrow at 6:05 Central Standard Time against the Patriots. But you know Cam won't be there because he tested positive. Yeah, too bad. The Tennessee game, that was an interesting deal because that's also the Titans with their giant COVID outbreak that has sidelined those games. There's rumors that they're actually, because the season's only so long, right? And they can't make up those games just all willy-nilly because there's only X amount of weeks. Your bye weeks aren't the same, blah, blah, blah. But they actually have debated, babe, about making those games, just calling them a tie for the record. Interesting deal. I mean, you got to do something, right? You can't just... So, we'll see what happens as the season goes on. At least they're out there. At least we're getting a little football and all that good stuff because I do love football and I love food with football. All right, so we're going to take our whole pound of Revere ground beef here. Throw her in the bowl. Throw her in the bowl. Bam. All right. Beef's in. And then we are going to add seasoning. All right? So we're going to season them up here. Use whatever your favorite seasoning is. I'm using a little gourmet burger seasoning as it's labeled here. Really like this seasoning when I'm making burgers. But it works just as well, obviously, for meatballs and things like that. So be generous with it. Shake her on in there. Frankie's here, and Frankie says football. Yes, Frankie. Football indeed. Football indeed. All right, so we're going to add that. We're also going to add, I'm going to take that glove off. We're going to add some barbecue sauce right in with the beef. Here we go. Add a little barbecue sauce there. All right. My favorite season for meatballs is Croy Valley Italian Booster. Just saying. That says Croy Valley. This isn't Italian, though. This isn't Italian football. If we were tailgating at a soccer game, I would take you up on that football. I can't read. Sorry, the screen's mom said football, not football. But yeah, Italian Booster does make an excellent meatball on the Italian front. I'm actually looking at doing a whole episode with the foods of the Mushroom Kingdom for our gamer friends. Because it's the Mario Brothers 35th anniversary this year. So we might do a whole Mario Brothers theme. Now I'm throwing in breadcrumbs here. I don't measure when I cook. If you want measurements and things, get at me in my DMs. You can holler at us on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. What did you say? Quarter cup of breadcrumbs in here for a pound. Then we're going to add an egg. Add an egg. What else do I want to throw in there? Maybe a little fresh thyme? Sound good to you? Let's add a little fresh thyme in there. Cut it back over. You saw the main things. I'm got a little fresh thyme here. We're going to add that in. We're just going to run our finger, not that, right down the stem. Pull off a little fresh thyme. Probably about a tablespoon's worth. See how easy that is? Separate them off. Jalapeno. Yeah, he was talking stuffed peppers. We'll do a jalapeno themed Game Day Smokedown where we can take them and do a bunch of different stuff with them. But you could add jalapenos to your meatballs as well, for sure. That's the thing I tell people all the time when we're cooking, right? You don't have to stick to a recipe. So many people, they're just like, I got to do it just like this. If you want something in there, you want to add a little kick at like jalapenos, for example, dice them up and throw them in. By all means. Nothing's stopping you. Alter your recipe to what you think is good. If it turns out bad, you just learn something. We do it all the time. It's called learning. It's great. Don't stop doing it. And we're getting our fresh thyme going here. Then we're going to stick our paws in here and mix it all together. That's probably enough of that. It's about a tablespoon. Bam, bam. Throw on a pair of gloves here. Safety is key. No love without the glove. These gloves are kind of a pain because all they had available were mediums. I typically wear a large. Huh? Jen says I'm definitely not a medium. Hey, enough with the judging. All right, now we got all these ingredients in here. Oh, it's a compliment. Like I'm large and in charge. Yeah. And we're going to take all these beautiful ingredients. Once again, we used 1 egg, about 1 egg per pound. If you're making more of these, like 2 pounds, use 2 eggs. Breadcrumbs, fresh thyme, barbecue sauce, and we used a gourmet burger seasoning. And we're just going to mix all that together. Flip this over. Kind of just stick my hand in there and squeeze. Keep doing it. Make my own little blender there. Easy peasy. All right. So there's our filling. If it's too wet, that's a good tip, Jen. If it's too wet and not sticking together enough for you, which I'm actually going to do that. I could use a little bit more. Just add a little bit more panko breadcrumbs. I always start with less and add more of stuff because it's a hell of a lot easier to add it in than it is to take it out. That's better. That's better. So that's a pretty good consistency. Should ball up nicely here. We got everything mixed nicely together. Smells good. Texture's good. And we are just going to leave that guy right up here. All right. Now, that's all put together. Take these gloves off. Now, in order for it to be the bomb, you said what? You said the bomb? That's right, I said the bomb. In order to be the bomb, there's got to be something in there. There's got to be a package that's explosive, right? When you're throwing the long bomb, you're not just like, oh, meatball. No, you got to take your layer of flavor up a whole nother level. That's right. We take our flavor on our episodes up a whole nother level where it's off the screen. You can't even see it. There's so much flavor. So what we're going to do is in the middle, we're going to take from Montana Max's smoked cheese collection, we're going to take smoked Swiss. When it gets a little bit cooler, we're going to actually do a whole smoking cheese episode where I'll show you different techniques to smoke cheese. It's easy to do. If you follow some very basic things, it'll be successful for you every time. I'm already seeing, babe, I keep looking over here because she's so pretty, number one. Number two, she's like my Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson here. But I'm already seeing pictures where people are getting online. It's starting to get a little chillier, so people are getting into smoking cheese because when it's colder, it's much easier to smoke cheese because it doesn't melt, right? And I'm already seeing horror pictures on like Facebook groups and stuff where there's just cheese dripping through their grates. It's all completely melted. You can't eat the cheese then because it's gone. It's going to create a mess and all that, but there's a lot of easy ways to do it, so we'll go over that. I make all my cheese in the winter that I think I'm going to need for a year, basically, because you can't do it in the, well, you can, but no one wants to smoke cheese in the summer. Not when it's hot. All right, and so, but anyways, I'll hold this up to the camera here. Let's flip that over to the main screen, and I'll get there. See that beautiful block of Swiss? You can see how it's taken on that nice smoke color. Cheese, awesome vessel for adding smoke flavor into your dishes because it's mostly fat and it soaks up smoke so easily. In fact, you got to be careful. I like a really intense smoke flavor. Like the smokier, the better. You can go to the part where it becomes like acidy tasting and then it's not delicious for anybody. But Jen, for example, prefers a lighter smoke flavor. So you got to be careful because, you don't want to over smoke it or under smoke it. You want it to be just right. But just right is different for everybody, and that's cool, right? Right? Right. So we're going to, huh? Yeah, I actually have a package in there that's just specifically labeled Jen Swiss. Not to be given away. Not to be shared, only for Jen. So we're going to block this out real quick here. We need 6 good chunks to put into the middle of our meatball. Right. So when they cook on here with our ultimate bacon bombs, that cheese is going to melt in the middle. A little nod to the Juicy Lucy, which is a Minnesota favorite, but in a meatball style. And so we're going to have a nice block of that. Swiss also melts really well, so it's a good choice. But feel free to mix up, whatever cheese you want. Just put a little block of your favorite cheese in there. I like that smoked flavor, especially on Swiss. And there we go. We got little cubed cheesies that are going to go right into the middle of our meatball. And then the last thing I need to get, because it's a bacon onion bomb, is you got to have bacon. You can't have a bacon onion bomb unless you've got bacon. Now what I do with those silly little scissors of mine? There they go. No, we're going to do them right on the grates. No foil pan here. All right, let's open up bacon. And you've heard me say it a million times. There's 3 B's in this world that make everything great. Bacon, butter, and beer. And we discovered a 4th one last night, and that's baby girl. Oh, he's so sweet. All right. And now we got our bacon open. I went with original style. You could use thick cut. It is going to take a little bit longer to cook. I want a nice even cook all the way through. I want that bacon to be nice and beautiful on the outside. So I'm just going with the standard cut with this. Thicker cut, like I said, it's going to take a little bit extra time. You can still do it. But my recommendation specifically for this recipe would be to use your standard bacon, not the thick cut bacon. All right, bacon's ready. Meatballs ready. Smoked cheese is ready, and our onions are ready. We are now ready to assemble the bomb. You getting hungry? She's always hungry, that girl, always hungry. She's so tiny. Where does she pack all that food away? She doesn't eat that much. Sometimes she does, like when we made our macaroni.
Howdy, partner.
Hey, awesome. Oleg919. Thanks for following us here on Twitch. It's awesome that you're here. We appreciate that greatly. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff. But thank you so much, Oleg. We really appreciate you being here. We really appreciate the follow. Hopefully you enjoy what you see today. And if anybody recreates one of our recipes, and you can go back and see our past episodes. They're all labeled with what we make, and most of them have a little thumbnail so you can get a snapshot of what's coming your way. But if you make something that we do, or we inspire a dish, or you just want to show me something, make sure you tag us at Montana Max BBQ, because I'd love to see it. That's awesome. That's all what cooking's really awesome in my book is. It's about the community. It's about sharing. Oleg says, I saw onion and bacon and had to click on it. Awesome. You're going to like this then. And since I don't know when you actually joined in here, but we're making smoked onion bacon bombs, and we're just about to assemble. So you're going to see here all the ingredients come together. So bacon's last. Let's start making our meatballs here. So these meatballs have a combination of fresh thyme, barbecue sauce, panko breadcrumbs, egg in there, seasoning. We're using a gourmet seasoning. Use whatever kind of barbecue rub or seasoning that you like. If you just like salt and pepper, that's fine. That's cool, whatever. Mixed it all together, and we're going to make meatballs with it. Huh? Enough for 6 balls. And then what we're going to do to make them the bomb is we're putting a piece of smoked Swiss in the middle of our meatball. There we go. Da-ba-da. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a meatball. Roll it round, don't hit the ground. Listen to the sound of the meatball. Meatball is also my nickname for our eldest dog. I always call Cammy Meatball. I'm like, what are you doing, Meatball? What are you doing, Meatball? All right. So there we go. Meatball with smoked cheese in it. And then we're going to take our onion that we did, just the outside of the onion. You just cut a little wedge in there. Is Swiss cheese. I just want to make sure it is Swiss cheese. It's smoked Swiss cheese that we did on the smoker last winter. We're going to do an episode on smoked cheese, so that's awesome that you're following, so you don't want to miss that. I can show you how to smoke cheese with any type of smoker. It's super easy to do, but it is Swiss. Feel free to use whatever cheese you like. Recommend a soft cheese because they melt better than like a hard cheese. But yeah, we are using a smoked Swiss, absolutely. And then we'll take our onion shell here, the outside layer of the onion, after it's, of course, been peeled. Just cut a little wedge in there. Put your meatball in there. And look at that. Look at that here. See that? Meatball fits in there. Wrapped around there. Bam. We're well on our way to Flavorsville. Population, you and me. Happy Game Day Smokedown. Thank you, everybody, for spending some of your day with us. And we have a secondary recipe that we'll be doing here, too. Once we get the meatballs cooking, I'm going to show you how to make an awesome crab dip. Don't spoil the surprise, babe. Inside of a bread bowl, because bread bowls are fun and awesome and a perfect way for your game day spread to display. People love bread bowls. You can put whatever in a bread bowl. You could put another bread bowl in a bread bowl and people would be like, you're a genius. Why am I a genius? Because it's a bread bowl. People love freaking bread bowls. They go nuts for them. I love bread bowls too. But it's even awesomer when you're making a dip because you can use the whole bowl as the dip and all that kind of good in the dip. They're super fun. Look super good on a game day spread. And not hard to do. You can do it while you're not only home gating, but dips like that are super easy to do if you're tailgating as well. Not hard. We'll show you just how easy it is. All right. Another awesome meatball. And we take our onion. Wrap it around. There we go. There we go. Cruising right along. Hopefully I have enough for 6. I might not. I might have needed more meat. It's all right if we do 4. These are pretty decent size. No, I'm only putting 1 cube. More cheese. Jen likes more cheese. Bring some crab dip leftovers to work tomorrow. There may be some people there that would appreciate it. If there is any leftovers. In this household, when we do these streams, this food goes fast. It goes real fast. All right. Meatball. Onion. Super easy. These are super easy, but people, if you make these, will be super impressed just because of what it is. Like DJ Khaled said, another one. Yeah. You got that right. Another one and another meatball. Here we go. We just put that little cube of cheese. It's not little. You want a decent sized cube of cheese because when we'll show you, we'll cut one of these open all the way through. You want that melty goodness all the way through the middle there. So do a decent cube, you know. It's probably 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch, little rectangle there. I'm already getting excited about these. There we go. Another one. And another one goes, and another one goes. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I made a meatball for you. Another, what? Yeah, you can do whatever size onion you want. If you want to do smaller ones and do more little ones. I like them, you know, we're calling them bombs, you know, so I like to have them, you know, good size. Absolutely. As I say all the time, and Jen is now reminding me because she's heard me say it every single episode with everything we cook. Try to get them all as consistently sized as possible. That's why we used a separate onion for the outside, so we didn't have some tiny ones, some big ones, some in between, because we want them all to cook at an even even clip with one another. You don't want it, some of them done right away, some of them not done at all. You know, when you're serving, if you got people coming over or whatever, you want them all to cook evenly and consistently together. Looks like I am going to get to the 6. So that's fantastic. Thanks, babe. You want them thick. You do want that cheese thick. You do want your meatballs thick. But as far as keeping them all a consistent size when they're all complete together, that'll help for your cooking and making sure that everything cooks through at the same time, at the same rate. There we go. Nice, round. There we go. Those are looking fantastic. Get me a fresh pair of gloves here. And I'm going to flip this over so you can get a better view. You see them right there. 6 of those bad boys all together. Now, we're almost ready. We're almost ready. We just have to add the bacon. What? The bacon. So we're going to wrap these guys with bacon. Super easy. And I did bring out some toothpicks in case the bacon doesn't want to adhere. You can just stick a little toothpick in there to get that bacon to stay while it cooks. And then when you remove the toothpick, the bacon will stay around the bomb as you intend. So let's wrap these guys up with some bacon. So we're going to just take the bacon. It's going to take a couple strips per bacon bomb. Because you want that whole surface covered as best as possible. If some of it's showing through, not a big deal, but there we go. Beautiful bacon bomb. We're going to sit that right there. This bacon's holding pretty good, so I don't know if I'm going to necessarily need toothpicks, but don't be afraid to stick some toothpicks in there if your bacon's not holding. There we go. First one, go around the onion. Keep that onion closed. Just overlap it, your bacon with itself just a little bit. It'll stick right there. Then we'll go around the other way. It is like bacon art. If you, nice round thick bombs. You better believe it, brother. If I have enough bacon left over, I will make it into a bacon swan for you. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. All right. All right. Wrap that bacon round the bomb. Gonna sing you a little song. I just made it up, so here it goes. Might have some words that don't rhyme. Super easy. Super easy. So we're using right about 3 pieces of a bacon per bomb. These are pretty looking already. I can't wait to see them cook together. One of the comments got blocked by Oleg because he said thick, and Twitch blocked it off, saying it was sexually explicit. Oh, it just put asterisk through it? That's funny, though. I never thought that my cooking would be so sexually explicit on Game Day Smokedown. Hey, thanks for joining us. Yeah, can't get enough of my bacon bomb, baby. All right. Just about done here. We've got 2 left after I get this one done in my hand. Yes. Yes, I am. Jen just asked, because she's not wearing a mic today, but she just asked, am I going to season the outside of the bacon? And my response to her is, what do I always say? Season everything. Season everything. Absolutely. So yeah, we are gonna dust these with seasoning. And bacon is already they said your cooking is always sexy, Montana Max. Well, that's how we do things in Big Sky Country. Taught from a young age to make some sexy cooking. All right, but bacon is already sticky enough. You could put some olive oil on them if you wanted to. Not really necessary with bacon because it's already got enough tackiness to it, I guess, for lack of a better word, that seasoning will stick right to it, no problem. No problems, Mon. All right. One more bomb to wrap. Then we're going to get these guys on the Traeger and get them cooking. There's going to be basically one more step towards the end. That's super easy and will super show you. Thank you, everyone, for being here and taking some of your Sunday. The Vikings actually won today. Good for them. Might be the only time it happens this season because the Texans are freaking horrible. Dolphins always lose too. But there's no KC to game. When you season something, always use salt. Always. That's a great point. And we talked about that before too. If you're cooking pasta, season your water with salt. Your pasta will take that on. We're going to be using a barbecue rub that does contain salt in it, as well as some other things. But yeah, salt is super important. Salt is super important. You are absolutely correct. Great tip. Oh, I got one lonely piece of bacon here. Should we just throw it in the trash? How could you? No, we're going to cook it. Just throw him back there. Let him cook. All right. Our bacon bombs all wrapped up. Get that packaging out of here. You can see them right there on my cutting board. All consistently sized. We didn't need toothpicks. They should be good. You might see that bacon curl back. We might add a toothpick later. Not a problem, excuse me. Now, we're going to season the outside of these guys. This will always make the boss man happy with Croy Valley Memphis rub. #1 winning all-purpose seasoning rub. Try it on your pork. Try it on your fork. Memphis all seasoning. Beautiful rub, beautiful color. Works great on all meats, especially pork. And it's got a beautiful red color to it here with paprika and other proprietary information that I'm not privy to divulge, but just know that it's awesome, and there's a reason it won first place all-purpose rub, because it's freaking delicious. And so it's also going to make your bacon as it cooks just look beautiful. I always say this too, and you've heard me say this a million times if you've been on the stream with us ever in the past, is people eat with their eyes. So color of food, adding color is a big deal. When people look at it, they will make up a decision if they want to eat that or not, and what they already have a preconceived idea of how it's going to taste. If it looks delicious, they're already halfway there to telling you, oh my, that was delicious. So we want to make sure we season. I'm going to put one glove on so I can rotate these guys. Make sure we get them seasoned evenly all around. Just a little shake it. Nice dusting here. Get them all on the top sides here, and then we'll rotate. Looking good, smelling good. We're well on our way. Bacon's holding together beautifully, which means it should cook beautifully as well. If you don't have a grill or smoker, you can absolutely recreate this recipe, no problem, in your oven. That is very true. Jen's pro tip: you can use your oven. But if you can use a smoker, use a smoker, because that flavor is just going to be that much better. All right, we're ready to start cooking these bad boys, so let's get them on the old Traeger ironwood. We got the beast rocking and rolling here. And when I wrapped them, I've got the bacon all kind of coming into the same meeting place on the bottom. So that way when they sit on the rack, right, it'll help that the weight of the actual bacon bomb itself will hold all that bacon together. See, that one just flipped off there. Just flipped me off. My bacon bomb just flipped me off. And that way it'll cook, stay together nicely. Right, you don't really need to spray your rack with bacon because it's greasy enough. It ain't gonna stick to nothing. So now let's get this temp rocking a little bit higher here. We're gonna kick that up to right about 350. Get rid of our cutting board here. All right, bacon bombs. Any questions? If you have questions, and you don't want to ask them in the chat, remember, the only stupid question is the one that doesn't get asked. But if you don't want to ask it in the chat, or if you have a question about anything cooking related, remember, you can always get at us in our DMs or send us an email through our website or anything like that. We'd be happy to talk to you about anything cooking related, or really anything at all. Don't be bashful. We like making new friends. And make sure to treat yourself when you're cooking. Cheers. Jen's ready for some crab dip. Let me get set up here. All right, as promised, bacon balls are going, or bacon bombs, balls, whatever, call them whatever you want. They're going to start cooking here. They're going to working. So we are going to move on to our secondary recipe. I've actually wrote in myself some notes here so I don't forget things. If you watch our stream, you'll also know that I'm notorious for usually forgetting one item. It's a lot to remember sometimes when you got multiple things going on and you're, having a brew and Jen's telling you I'm hungry. So you got to, keep yourself together here. All right, this is going to be super easy. I'm going to get a bowl here. This should work nicely. It is a bowl. It is round. Did I use this one? This had something. Oh, this had my onions in it. It's a little bit deeper. I'm going to use it. Just had onions. Not a big deal. All right. Let's make an awesome crab dip, shall we? Yes, we shall. Dun, 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 dun. So we're just going to use good old-fashioned imitation crab for this. It's cheap. It's easy. Tell your guests that you use the most expensive crab that you could find on the planet. You went fishing in Alaska for it. But we're just going to use some imitation crab because that's what we got here today. Because we don't live on a coast. If we lived on a coast, we'd use real crab. I've actually done full crab legs before in the smoker. You can actually smoke crab legs. It's really fun. We did king crab legs with tomahawk steak one day. So anyways, we're going to just use some imitation crab meat here. These guys are fun. They're individually wrapped. It's like snack crab. Well, we're going to use most of it. You just settle down there. She's like, I thought you were going to use all the crab. We got to be able to fit everything into the bread bowl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These are weird. Just because they're individually wrapped. I mean, the crab itself is fine. And imitation crab is just a combination of seafood that's not crab and cheaper. So, I mean, it's still a seafood dip. It's going to have the crab taste. It's going to look like crab. Remember, your guests don't need to know the difference. All right, all right, all right. Look at the crab meat here. Get it all out on the cutting board there, because we're gonna cut that up. Pull out a couple more here. Should be good. We're gonna chunk it up, cut it up into chunks. Just want to get it out and ready. We're going to start assembling the dip. So the first thing we need is cream cheese. Standard Philadelphia Freedom cream cheese. Yes, indeed. So just use, what is that, 8 ounces? Aren't they 8-ounce packages? It's one block of cream cheese, whatever that ends up being, right? 6 or 8 ounces or whatever. So one of that, and then we're going to use a half cup of mayo. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this out of the mayo squirt bottle here. That's probably good. And then we are going to use, we actually forgot to bring it down. Yes. Yes. But in the meantime, yeah, I got other stuff I'll add while you're grabbing that. We're going to use 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to pull out a couple cloves of garlic here. We are going to add a little cheese to it. So Jen, if you saw her walk through the background there, is going to run up and grab us some cheese. I'm going to use my Gunter Wilhelm Nikiri knife, because that's my vegetable cutting machine. I love garlic so much, but one of my least favorite things to do when I'm cooking is peeling frickin' garlic. A good way to get the skin off easier, and I could have done this earlier, is throw it on your smoker. That'll help give it some additional smoke flavor, and you'll also see it warm up, and then that skin will come right off of it. You can literally just squeeze it, and it will pop right out of its housing. This, unfortunately, is a little bit more laborious, but not that big a deal. We'll just get her. We need to wait on cheese anyways. There we go. Almost got her. Stupid garlic. There we go. One done. On to two. There we go. Not too bad. And we're going to mince this up real fine. Real fine. Awesome. Chop it, chop it, chop it. Mince it up. Fine as you can get it. You want even chunks. It's going to cook in there, so you don't want somebody to just get a nasty, just big piece of garlic and have it ruin their whole eating experience. Because we want it to cook in and melt with our cream cheese and mayo and Parmesan. Awesome. Thanks, baby girl. See, I told you. We always forget one thing, don't we? But we got it before it was too late. And we're like, oh, yeah, and you're supposed to add this. All right, Parmesan cheese. Bam. You're the best, babe. You're the best in the business. And that gave me just enough time to make sure that our garlic is thoroughly minced. We'll pick that up and we'll drop that in there. And now, as Oleg was saying, we are going to season this as well. And we're going to use a little of one of Jen's favorite rubs, Special Shit. She likes the name. She likes the taste. Jen loves to eat shit. Special Shit. All right. Too funny. All right, we got that. We got that. We got the garlic. Now we're going to add a little, just 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. So just a little bit of that. Not very much. Not very much. What? Yes, it was. That's 2 teaspoons. Does that make you happy? Yes, good. Okay. All right. Thank you for just joining us on Twitch or YouTube or wherever you're at in the world. We've got our bacon bombs going in here. We're cooking right about 350 degrees. Ultimate bacon-wrapped onion bombs. I got to learn how to make shorter names for stuff. My stuff just continually gets longer and longer and longer. Ultimate, huh? The more I drink, the longer the name gets. By the end of the episode, it'll be the ultimate bacon-wrapped cheese stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Bombs. That's all right, though. All right, so we got Worcestershire, and then we are going to add fresh lime. I'm thinking of last night where they called everything lemon. I saw lemon, and I'm like, lime. Last night we did an unboxing of a Yum Yum box, which we've done 2 of those now. And last night we took a trip to Colombia. And everything in Colombia, well, not everything, but a lot of things had lime flavor. But there's like no word for lime, so everything's called limon. It's translated into lemon. So we were reading this stuff and we're like, you know, bacon lemon this or whatever, lemon candy or whatever the hell it was. And then all the pictures of the bags had limes on them. Because it was very confusing. But there's no lemons growing in Colombia. Crazy. The more you know. All right, so we're going to take half a lemon. Huh? Yeah, just a little. I just did a little. God, armchair quarterback over here. Jeez Louise. You want to make the dip? You want to make the dip? All right, and then we are going to add, we got the lemon juice, we got the seasoning. We are going to add a little Cholula. Little hot sauce of your choosing. Well, that's lovely. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Right, babe? Was that enough? It was perfect. I nailed something on this dish. Thank God. All right. And then we're going to also add in the crab. Yeah, I'm going to add in the crab. She's like, yes, I want that crab. I want that crab in my mouth now. I can start to smell the bacon cooking over here. It's awesome. It's awesome. Great way to make friends in your neighborhood. Just get the smell of bacon wafting over your property line. So I'm going to actually use my hands to mix this up, because the cream cheese still a little tough. So if I just stick my paws in here, I'll be able to get everything nice and mixed together very easily. Huh? Or next time we use whipped cream cheese. Whatevs. Whipped cream cheese does mix easier because it has more air in it. But either way, this works just as well. So cream cheese, mayo, seasoning, Parmesan cheese, a little Worcestershire sauce, a little hot sauce. Super easy. We mix it all into the bowl. And that mixed really well. It's kind of fun to use your hands, especially if you got gloves, because you just go like that. Ah, my hand is completely clean and able to drink my lovely beer. Treat yourself. Awesome. And now let's just cut this crab down into a little bit more bite-sized pieces, if you will. There we go. Super easy. And we're going to just toss those right in the bowl. Right in the bowl. Ooh, that's really good. It's really good. Bam. Super easy. We're just cutting it down into more bite-sized pieces. Then we're going to mix it in to the dip so it is spread out evenly. Huh? There is more crab. I wanted to get it start mixing. Relax yourself, lady. I know, you're always hungry. See, I'll even cut all 4 of them at the same time. Efficiency. Efficiency, my friends. All right. That is all mixed in, ready to go. So we'll just leave that right there. Oh, don't forget those guys. Awesome. Looking good. Looking good. Now it's time for the bread bowl. I got this from local baker today. You're looking for a nice big round loaf of bread. This is going to be sourdough. They didn't have any sitting out, but I just walked up to the bakery counter at the grocery store and I was like, excuse me, do you have any giant round loaves of bread. And she said, I just happen to have one right here. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. So don't be afraid to, look at that. Look at that thing. Is that not awesome? So don't be afraid to make friends with your butcher, your baker, or your candlestick maker. You never know when you're going to need them. All right, and then I did somewhere here on my tables. Huh? Yes. Oh, there it is. I got it. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. See, I'm always forgetting. We're going to add a little green onion as well. Green onion for flavor and for color and for garnish. So we're going to cut off those ends. We'll use the whites in the actual dip. And then we'll save the greens here to garnish at the end. And I'll actually hold this up to the camera, flip her over. See, otherwise it's just kind of white with a little bit pieces of pink. We add those onions in there. It's going to get that green that plays off the pinkiness of the crab. We're going to use spatula, silicone spatula to fill our bread bowl. So when we do that, we'll give her a nice turn there, and then we'll get everything loaded into our bread bowl, which this is very simple. We're going to cut with a serrated knife. Should actually move this over so people can see what I'm doing here. You don't want to just cut directly across the top. We're actually going to hollow it out. So we're going to cut inwards at an angle all the way around the bread. So that way when we pull it out, we have less to just like pull out, cut out, hollow as we go. And we're going to save all those guts too, because we can put that around the edge of the bread bowl and people can use that to start dipping into the dip right away. We're just going to go right around at an angle, so it's kind of like a V. And we're going to reach in there, pull that out. Now, don't toss this, don't dice this, because when I serve a bread bowl, I love to put it on the table with the top on it. You can use a knife. I find using your hands is almost just as easy, but we're going to pull these guts out. If you want to cube up that bread or whatever, just pulling it out is probably the easiest way to get it out of there in nice, big, rustic hunks. Take your time doing it. There we go. Bam. Awesome. We have the perfect vessel now. Oh. Stuff flew everywhere. You didn't see it. It was awesome, though. All right, now we have the perfect vessel to hold our dip. Because when I dip, you dip, we dip. And thank you again for joining us, wherever in the world you may be. Hopefully you're enjoying your beautiful Sunday. What you looking for, babe? I got it. I got it. Thanks, babe. We're going to just use the spatula. I want to get these onions mixed in. We'll just turn her around there. Using one of these silicone spatulas is super good because you can get everything off the sides, very little waste, and right in to the bread bowl. Yeah, the special shit, babe. She's standing up now. You can tell she's getting hungry for this crab dip. And then you can use that to push it in to all corners of where we just hollowed out. It's going to be a little rigid because of that cream cheese, and that's okay because this is all going to melt and work together. And it's going to be absolutely delicioso. There we go. Get everything out of the bowl here. All right. Join your friends in Dishes Land. Then we are simply, we're going to take the top here. I'm just going to go across, give that a little cut so it's flat, because I don't need it sticking down into my dip. And we're going to put that right back on top of it. And we're going to put the whole thing, just like that, right into the smoker. Awesome. Looking good, coming later right along here. Save that bread. People can use that for dipping and all that good stuff. Treating ourselves as we go. I'm going to take a closer look at our bacon bombs here. I saw some bacon getting away from me. So I'm going to check that, make sure it's staying wrapped around nice. If I need to put a toothpick in it to secure it, not a big deal. So let's flip this guy. Yep, that guy's going to get a toothpick. Hold that. And then that guy's going to get a toothpick. So as it cooks, that bacon can have a tendency to curl and move if it's not wrapped real tight, which is not a big deal. We're just going to put a couple toothpicks in there. And I'm actually going to take these guys and move them right up into the front, into the hot zone. I'm going to show you kind of where we're looking right now. Getting some nice color there. But now we want to get that bacon a little bit more crispier. So the insides are going to be cooked. I'll temp them here with my thermo pen. There we go. Now I'll give you an example here. This is a perfect example. Remember the lonely piece of bacon we had at the beginning of the show that Jen so ruthlessly wanted to throw into the trash? When you're cooking on a pellet grill with a convection style cooking, the heat's coming around the edges. So when you cook in the middle, it cooks all the way around in convection style cooking. So this piece of bacon, as you saw when I held the other one up, they still have a little room to go, right? Now this piece of bacon, this little piggy, if you will, look at that. Totally crispy, totally done. Cooked much faster because it was sitting on the backside of the pellet grill where it's getting direct heat that's coming up around the edges of it. There's a big deflector plate down the middle. Heat comes up around the sides to the top and down to create a convection style cooking, right? So if stuff's on the edge of those deflector plates, it's going to cook at a much faster rate. So if you wanted to like sear a steak or do anything like that, that's how you would go about doing it. All right. But they're coming along nicely. Should be just a few moments once that bacon gets a little bit more crispy. In the meantime, babe, would you like a little piece of bacon? She's like, mm-hmm. There you go, babe. You're welcome. Perfect, huh? We just do that bacon, same time on the grill, just different exposure, right? Yeah, we don't cook bacon in the house anymore. Yeah, it's a mess. Do it outside. Do it on your grill. Do it on your Traeger. Or we got a Blackstone. We like cooking on that too. Great way to cook bacon. It's awesome. All right. Now, like I said I was going to do, I'm actually going to stick my thermopen into our onion bacon bombs here to kind of get an idea of where our meatball's at. Coming along. We need to get them up to internal temperature of 165 degrees. Now, when you're making a stuffed meatball, right, you got to be careful that you're temping the meat and not the cheese that's melting on the inside, because that cheese can register a completely different temperature that's much higher when it's melted and molten in the middle there. You're like, oh, it's totally done, and then you pull off your meatball, and you'll find that it's not cooked all the way through, and then you have raw meat. Everyone's looking at you like you're a jerk ass, and you don't want that. So just make sure you're temping the meat and not the cheese that's in the middle of it. All right. And while everything's cooking here, we got our crab dip on. That's going. That's not going to take very long. We just need that to heat up and get all that stuff ooey gooey in the middle, melted up. I'm going to go ahead and get my greens for my green onion. We're going to use that as the garnish at the end for that. We can actually throw some of those onto our bacon bombs too. They always look good, nice, easy, simple garnish that adds a nice little oniony flavor. There we go. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Everything's on our grill. We are making bacon-wrapped onion bombs. And then as a side recipe that's not listed there, we just finished up making an awesome warm crab dip that we're serving in a bread bowl. I'm just finishing up with garnish here. We're just letting things cook along. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions on cooking, make sure you ask. A lot of people that have followed us know this, but if you're a new viewer like you that just joined us here on Twitch, myself and Jen compete in professional food sport. There's actually a professional game that us old guys can still get involved in that doesn't require us to be physically fit like Drew Brees of the Saints, right? But we compete in KCBS barbecue competitions, World Food Championships, Culinary Fight Club, SCAs, myriads of online stuff. So we do cooking. It's definitely my passion, and not just about what we're making today, but if you have any questions or want to see anything. The other thing that's really cool, excuse me as I step over here, I've got a bottle opener on the side of my Traeger, is we love challenges too. So if you look at a couple episodes back on our Friday night barbecue party, one of our viewers asked us, or challenged us rather, if we could make a dish that included Takis, the Mexican chip. And we did. We took it to him. We did 2 recipes that night. We did a Taki encrusted stuffed chicken breast that we turned into a Taki sandwich that had a lovely Greek blue cheese dressing on it with a mango salsa. It was really good. And we also did Taki encrusted mac and cheese balls. So we do bunches of stuff. You can go back and watch our episodes all the time on YouTube or on Twitch as long as they're there. And yeah, thanks for being here. Throw us a challenge if you feel so inclined. We love it though. Oh, don't do it. All right, we're good. So we got everything cooking. We got everything smoking away here. It's not going to be too much longer, and we'll be ready to pull this off. So the last thing that we're going to be doing with our bacon bombs, and this can go down here. The last thing we're going to be doing, and I'm going to get actually out a small bowl here, is we're going to take barbecue sauce and glaze these guys at the end too. So it has a delicious finished glaze on them. Easiest way to glaze, put it in a bowl, grab yourself a silicone brush, and we're going to brush these guys. So we got that all set up, ready to go. We got our finishing garnish done, bread bowl's working. I'm going to have a little piece of Swiss cheese. That's smoked. You can have the other one, babe. Don't be bashful. There we go. Just waiting for things to get to temp. Right where it needs to be. Jen likes it. Good. Perfect. Now I'm going to need a little brush. Get that guy right there. So those are all ready to go. We did move up our onion bombs here, or bacon wrapped onion bombs, to the front of the grill where it's the hottest, because we want that bacon to get nice and crispy, as we showed you with that. Bread bowl, we just want everything working together. We got crab in there. Yeah, coming along nicely. Let's see if I can give you a close-up on everything on the grill here with the camera. Step off here. Let's make that big. There we go. This illustrates perfectly here. You can see the hot zone right on the front of the rail. Bread bowl's getting toasty in there. That's actually going to be done real quick here. It's coming, yeah. It's almost there. Keeping that lid on, keeping the bread lid on, will help everything cook inside there as well. Where's my thermometer? There we go. What are you doing there, camera girl? Look back and my whole world's changing on the screen in front of me. Perfect. Thanks, babe. All right, so we're waiting for everything to cook, everything to finish. This is a great time to hang out with your guests, enjoy a brew or two. And if you're watching us, you're probably not watching the game, so let's go ahead and get some score updates from around the league. We know the Vikings won, so they got one this year. So, Rams up over the Giants. Raiders are losing. Raiders have been hot this year. The Buffalo Bills have the ball right now, and they're up 14-9. Let's see what else is happening. Colts over the Bears. Bears have had a tumultuous season with their quarterbacking position. And tomorrow at 6:05. Oh, and Green Bay is on tomorrow too. So it's going to be a stacked Monday night. Green Bay and the Falcons, Patriots, Chiefs, both Monday nights games this week. Well, yes, Chiefs will take priority here. That is for sure. Seahawks beat the Dolphins. So sad. Holy smokes. Cleveland Browns beat the Cowboys today. 49-38. Way to go. No. The Browns winning? Yeah, not against anybody. The Browns have been horrible. Browns had a season where they didn't win anything. Yep. Bucks beat the Chargers. Saints did win over the Lions. And the Broncos stuck it to the Jets today. So, some interesting upsets happening around the league there. It's kind of cool. That's why, as my dad would always say, we'd always ask him when we were kids, aren't they going to win? Who's going to win? Isn't he good? Blah, 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 blah. And he just always say, that's why they play the game. They already knew who was going to win. Why would you play the game? Running a little hot there. Getting some bacon grease coming down into the bottom. That's why you're seeing that smoke coming up there. We got some bacon grease that's missing off of the deflector a little bit. So I'm going to just scoot them back just a touch. And I'm using my unnecessarily long tongs. Because that grease be dripping. That bacon be dripping. How many? So one of the cool things in our neighborhood is we actually have a whole bunch of albino squirrels that live here. They are pure white and freakier than heck when you first see them with red eyes. Yep, so they are true albino squirrels. Right now we got 3 of them running around in the backyard here. Usually you don't see them very often in our yard because the dogs are out. But at Montana Max National Park, our native creature is the elusive albino squirrel. Say what? 4 new viewers. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. We are just in the process of our dishes finishing up here. We are making onion bacon bombs, and just so you know what's coming at you, you're going to want to stick with us because we're going to cut into these bad boys, and you're going to see what makes them truly the ultimate food. Is they are onion that house a meatball that has smoked cheese inside of it, that's got all sorts of great seasonings and barbecue sauce and stuff like that, and then they are wrapped completely with bacon and then seasoned once again. Not only are we doing that, which is the title of the stream, but as our secondary recipe in the smoker here, we're doing awesome smoked crab dip as well. So that contains mayo, cream cheese, seasoning, of course crab, along with some green onions and Parmesan cheese and garlic and all sorts of goodness. It's actually in a bread bowl right now, working away. Now we actually had a little shift in wind, so we're going to have some dramatic smoke come across, and it's going to make me look all epic. A little bit more yet on that guy. What? Yep, one of the bacon bombs has got the cheese actually leaking out of it right now. I hope we're not missing any chat. Am I missing anything on chat? Because it might have stopped scrolling. No, we're good? All right. Well, thank you for joining us on Twitch. When you see these things, when they come out here, like I said, we're just waiting for all of our stuff to finish up, and then we're going to glaze them with barbecue sauce and garnish them off and put them on a platter for you to check out. And you can always go back and watch the full process. All these recipes that we do, nothing is not attainable that you can't do at home. And you're like, but I don't have a grill or I don't have a Traeger. All this stuff you can recreate in your oven at home as well. It's just going to be not have the smoke-fired goodness of a Traeger or Weber kettle or whatever that you happen to be cooking on. But all these recipes can be created just as easily in your oven at home. And one of the great things, and thank you for joining us, Jen said that 4 of you came on Twitch. If you do have any questions about cooking at all, not only about what we're making today, but if you have questions at home or ideas or anything at all, don't be afraid to reach out to us in the chat, or if you don't want to ask in the chat, that is completely fine too. You can get at us on all of our channels, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can hit us up in our DMs. There we go. Now you can see the lovely Instagram video there. All the fun stuff. We do different content on all of our channels, so make sure that you give us a follow on those if you like what you see. And like I said, you can follow our adventures when we go off-grid cooking, when we do our competition cooking, all kinds of different stuff. Don't want to miss out on it. And coming up in the future, too, we're working on some really cool giveaways. And the only way to win a Montana Max giveaway is you, number one, have to follow or you have to subscribe to the channel. You have to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. It's the only way you can get entered. That's the start of it. If you're not following, you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out on some really cool stuff. So click that bell. Make sure you're getting your notifications turned on because that's how you're in it to win it. Plus, I mean, you get to hang out with us, have a drink on Sunday, and learn super cool recipes that you can cook for yourself, your friends. I'm telling you, if you're a dude and you cook, the ladies are going to love you. Makes Jen happy, don't it? Yes, it does. So anyways, thank you for joining us. We're just getting things finished up here. I'll go ahead and flip this camera back over and give you guys a look here. Once this behaves, there we go. We'll flip open the lid. Huh? Yeah, some of that cheese is leaking out, and that's completely okay. That'll happen. There is our bread bowl right there. We got the lid on it. Inside there, everything, all of our cream cheese, mayo, Parmesan cheese, seasonings, crab, green onions, are all working together. And then here in the front row, you can see that cheese that Jen's talking about there. These are our onion bacon bombs that are getting real close to being done. Look at that. Smoked Swiss cheese. Found a way to escape, but that's all right. That's all part of the ooey gooey goodness. Not a big deal. We're just getting ready to glaze those bad boys. So let's go ahead and get a temp on these guys. I know we're getting close. Yep, it's time to glaze. We're right there. We're right there on our temp. When you're working with ground meats, right? Ground beef, ground turkey, anything that's ground, you want to get to a temperature of at least 165 degrees. That's the temperature that's serve safe, so you know you won't get any of the nasties in your system that give you the poops or the pukes or whatever and can take you out of the game. You don't want that. Make sure you cook your ground meats to temperature to make sure all that bacteria and illnessy kind of stuff gets cooked away. So now we're going to take our barbecue sauce here and we are going to glaze it up. We're just going to brush it on. This is a thicker sauce, so that's going to work really well because when you heat it up, it's going to thin itself out naturally and it's going to glaze the whole bomb. So all we're going to do is take a silicone brush and here, I flip it back here so you can see. I'll kind of stand over to the side while I do this. There we go. Look at that. Ooey gooey goodness dripping out of there. Very nice. Very nice. Huh? Jen says smells amazing. It does smell really good. When you're applying sauce to your barbecue, you don't want to do it right at the beginning. There's so much sugars and things in barbecue sauce. If you apply it at the beginning, it's going to burn. It's going to burn. It's going to taste horrible. People do it all the time. They think barbecue sauce is something that is cooked with like right away with your meat. You put it on your chicken or whatever, and then you put it onto your grills, and then the sugar will burn. And you're like, why does this taste horrible? That's why you only put it on at the end of cooking for roughly 5 to 10 minutes to tackify it up. Or not at all. A lot of people are into eating dry barbecue right now, and what I mean by when they say that is it just has a rub on it. And they'll put sauces on the side, and you can dip in sauces. But don't put your barbecue sauce. You wouldn't make these up and then glaze them and cook them for as long as we did. They would taste horrible. What are you looking at? Oh, it's fine. Just leave it there. That's fine, because we'll open that back up. The other nice thing is with that sauce, we're getting a little smoke coming off here on the Traeger. That smoke will also adhere to the sauce, so you get that nice smoky finish. We're getting real close here. We're going to get a temp here on the crab dip. That's coming along. We're just about ready to eat and try these things out. That's pretty exciting. All right. Yeah, I mean, this will be what we serve our bread bowl on. And if you have a different plate or a cutting board or something for the meatballs, there's probably one right in downstairs here, babe. Just getting ready to plate up, getting ready to serve. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully your team won today. If it didn't, there's always next week. If you did win today, I hope you're partying like it's on sale for $19.99. About ready to pull. Our meatballs are atomic, awesome onion bacon bombs off the grill here. It's going to be just a matter of moments. Just a matter of moments. And Jen's actually just grabbing us a cutting board or something along those lines to serve it on. And then we're also going to be pulling out our crab dip, which I'm actually going to give that a little stir. Awesome. Spoony McSpoonerson does his job as usual. Oh, and I am going to need this guy because we're going to cut through the middle of one of our onion bacon bombs so you can see exactly how it looks. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Take the wood one. Yep. Look at that. Theme cutting boards. Mom says she made a carrot cake for dessert. I love carrot cake. Did you put raisins in it? Because otherwise you ruined it if you put raisins in it. I hate raisins in carrot cake. I know my mom makes great food. All right, there's my unusually long tongs. You ready to pull these out? Oh, losing my bacon there. There we go. There we go. We're going to close this up. Let's go ahead. Now we can bump that camera down here. And I'll bring it in closer. There is our bacon wrapped onion bombs. So they have obviously an outer coat of bacon that we glazed with barbecue sauce. One husk of an onion, not a husk, but the outer layer of an onion because it's the thinnest and it's the biggest. And that houses inside a meatball that we've seasoned up that is wrapped around a cube of smoked Swiss cheese. Okay? Well, first we're going to cut one open. We're going to cut one open here so everyone can see what the inside looks like. I am going to get a nice picture on that. That's what I do. I actually have one more sitting on there, so we'll just garnish this one with a little green onion here. And I'll snap a photo of that guy. So after we garnish, look at that. Just that little pop of green there. Super awesome and super easy to do. All right, and I'll pull this other one out here. And I'll cut it so you can see exactly what it looks like in the middle. This one I had a couple toothpicks in. That is freaking hot. Because this one didn't look as pretty on the outside, but there we go. So the bacon kind of came unwrapped on this one. This is going to be a great example to cut into this one here and show you exactly what happens with that cheese. There we go. So you can see here, look at that melty, cheesy goodness. It's always so hard to put it on camera because you got to do everything in reverse. See all that melted cheese in there? Frickin' delicious. Snap a quick picture of that. And then we will pull out our dip. Let's get that out of the way. Got stuff everywhere. Camera. Go. Thanks for bearing with me here as I get a few photos. Awesome. What do you think, babe? Is that all for you right there? I did cut into it. Did you miss that whole deal where I held it up to the camera and did the whole thing? Oh, to eat? You want to eat it? Okay, come on. You got a fork? Well, you're going to need one because they're super hot. I don't want you to burn your lips off here. All right, so the last thing we got going is we do have our crab dip, and that should be just about ready here. And indeed, it's looking good. So I'm going to pull this out. It is going to be very hot. So I'm going to use some gloves and put the plate over here. There we go. Shut the lid. Now, as we said earlier, we're going to put the bread guts that we pulled out. I think we just got raided with bacon, man. That's awesome. Bacon, 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 bacon. Yeah, Grave the Barber just raided with 11 viewers. It's bacon. You guys just came just in time because guess what? Hey, awesome.
Howdy,
Thanks for
partner.
following. Thank you all for following. You're in the perfect time because guess what, Bacon Brothers? We are going to show you our ultimate bacon wrap. Thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it, everybody. We are going to show you just how awesome this bacon is.
Howdy, partner.
Appreciate the follow. Thanks so much. We're going to show you the bacon. We're going to show you the bacon right here. We demand bacon. Your demands are going to be met. So let me just set this down. Here we go, brothers. We just got raided, babe, and people are demanding bacon. So we are going to show them bacon. Okay. All right. Let's flip it over. You guys ready? Are you ready? Pig meat and fats.
Howdy, partner.
Thank you so much for that. Here we go. We're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to the dip. Because you guys want bacon, we're going to give you bacon. And then I'm going to zoom it on in. There we go. I want this real up. So here is our ultimate bacon wrapped onion bombs. Are you guys ready for this? So this is a meatball that is stuffed with smoked mozzarella cheese. I'm glad. There's going to be 6 times here when I cut one of these open for you. So it's a meatball that's seasoned with barbecue sauce, seasoning, fresh thyme, all that kind of goodness, right? And then that is wrapped around a ball of smoked mozzarella. Swiss. You could use mozzarella. Sorry, I got distracted. Smoked Swiss. That melted on the interior of this. That is housed by an onion, which has then been wrapped in several slices of bacon and then seasoned once again and topped with onions. All right, you guys ready for the big cut in here? You better be. Get in my belly is right. There we go. Bacon, onion, melted cheese, all in there. All those smells coming together. You see that steam coming off there? That's because they just came off my Traeger. Babe, you got a fork? You want to try this? Let me give it to you on a plate here. But you can see this beautiful melted cheese and the onion. Everything works together. See that beautiful bacon there as well? Don't worry. I'm from Montana, man. You ain't gonna offend me with any of that language. Get the fork. Great timing is right. You guys showed up at the right time, and thank you so much for follows. I really appreciate that, man. you should tune in every Sunday. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Just bacony, cheesy goodness.
Ready for a bite.
Yeah, I know you're ready for a bite, but I want
Howdy,
to
partner.
make sure we see this cheese here. Look at that. You can see it all in there. Go ahead and take that, babe.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Enjoy that. And there's a little bacon right there. They said, don't give the woman anything. This is for us. Don't worry. There's plenty for all of your brothers. There really is.
Fantastic.
So there is the bacon. I'll cut this one open here too as well. Give you one more slow-mo shot since you guys like that so much. We'll do it one more time. I'd be happy to cook for you guys. If you guys came and raided through my fence here, I would feed y'all. Absolutely. There we go. Look at all that cheesy goodness there with the bacon wrapped. Absolutely delicious. It's, yeah, stuffed with smoked Swiss. We'd come through that fence like zombies on cocaine. Well, that doesn't scare me at all because I know how to take down zombies with cocaine. I stop you with bacon. That's what I do. I put bacon in your mouth. That is the cure for zombies on cocaine. Meat, onion, bacon, and cheese, you better believe it. Give the bacon, yes, yes, yes. Man, props to you guys. You the man. I'm just here making food that hopefully is delicious for everyone. Keep tuning in. We'll keep throwing down bacon. I'm actually going to show our followers, which are all you guys now that jumped on in, how to make your own bacon at home too from a pork belly, which is really easy to do. So you're going to want to make sure you turn on those notifications. Thank you for following. We really
Howdy,
appreciate
partner.
that. But we are going to show you actually how easy it is to make your own fresh bacon. Pork belly is a cheap cut of meat, and that's why they made it into bacon. I'm going to show you how to make your own bacon at home. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. So we got that right there. The last thing, we also made this. This does not have bacon. You could add bacon to it. But I want to throw it over because we did make this as well. Well, our bacon, and I'm going to say bacon, get Rogan on and grill his elk. You know, actually, on Wednesdays, we do Wild Game Wednesday, and this last week, we did an elk recipe. So every Wednesday, we do Wild Game Wednesday, where we cook something wild, like elk, or bison, or bear, or whatever. Norwegian bacon tour. So, yeah. So on Wednesdays, we cook all things wild. Anything you can imagine that take down. We did elk this week. We've done whitetail. We've done antelope. So that's all on Wednesdays. It's super meaty, super delicious. Often involves bacon, which I know you guys are a big fan of. And then on Friday nights is our Friday night barbecue party. So here we go. Right here. I'm going to, if we just zoom out just a little bit. So while our bacon bombs were cooking, it's right on top there, babe. There you go. You got it. That's it. That's good right there. So while our bacon bombs were cooking, we also did up a crab dip. Hot crab dip served in a bread bowl. All right? So inside here, I'm going to take this lid off. We hollowed out the sourdough bread. Antelope with bacon? Absolutely. We've done that. In fact, bacon added to wild game is a super important thing because it adds fats to the wild game because antelope, elk, whitetail, all that kind of stuff is very lean meat, so it helps it actually retain moisture, keep flavor, all that kind of good stuff. So this, just to review, show you guys here, this is our hot crab dip. We made hot crab dip, which has crab. It has cream cheese, mayo, seasoning, Parmesan cheese, a little Worcestershire, some lemon juice, and then also just a little touch of Cholula, right? Because it gives you a little bit of the spicy flair. Not too much, but it pairs perfectly with crab and gives you just a little bit extra what you need. All right, and then we saved all the bread that we gutted from outside because people love to dip that. And then, babe, why don't you grab your fork and come over, and when you see her here, you're going to understand why the woman gets what she wants. Come here, pretty girl. And why don't you give that a try?
It's good. Can I try it with the bread?
Yeah, go ahead.
Delicious.
I'm going to give myself a little try here, too. What do you think, baby girl? What do you think?
So good. So good.
You get women in Montana by grilling bacon. You damn straight. Adopt me. I'll fill out the paperwork. We'll get it rolling. If you like food, if you like hanging out, if you like, is there hope? There's always hope. There's always hope. Holy shit, this is actually,
Oh my God.
I'm really tickled with this. And if you guys, here, you want a tip to get the ladies, not only, number one, cook, and if you follow the directions that we do, this stuff will turn out every time. It's super easy. But here's your tip. Get a damn bread bowl. Girls love freaking bread bowls. They go stupid. They're like, you can put anything in a bread bowl. You could put goddamn Cheerios in there, and they're like, oh my God, it's in a bread bowl. Oh my God, how did you do it? And you're like, I can't give away my secrets, baby girl. But it's in a bread bowl.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome. That is super awesome. Good. Yeah, maybe a little too soon. First serve her the bread bowl, then worry about the rest of it. And then if she totally rejects you, then go to that to
I have a Super Bowl shirt because.
Super Bowl shirt because the Chiefs, she's from Kansas City. So, but yeah, you want to slow you're welcome, son. No problem. He said, thanks, Dad. Don't have sex with the bread bowl right away. You want to pace yourself. All right. So, just to review here, I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit so we can go over things just one more time. Thank you so much, everyone that showed up. Thank you for the follows and all the support. Continue coming back to see me because I'm going to show you. They do that in Texas now. Yeah, that's more of a Texas thing. Just ask the Houston Texans. There we go. We'll put that right there. We'll go ahead and pull over our onion bacon bombs. We'll throw them back up on the main screen here. So just to review for our game day smokedown today, we smoked up onion bacon bombs that are meatballs that house a cube of smoked Swiss cheese, wrapped around with onion, then wrapped with bacon and seasoned again, topped with a little green onions for just a little flair, because the ladies like the color on their dishes. I'm telling you, fellas, that's something you want to do. And then serving in a bread bowl, we've got our beautiful warm crab dip that contains cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, a little bit of mayo, a little Worcestershire, a little lemon, and a little Cholula. Yes, and that's a great point. So golden rule to serving food, right, is at least 3 colors. Yes, the more colorful, the better, because people are going to see. Thank you so much, Laughing. I really appreciate it, man. That donation goes a long ways. It helps us create better and more content for you guys. I can't tell you enough what that means to me. Thank you so much. The other thing that I would go off the tip with the 3 colors, right, is when we are serving things, read the message. What message? There is no message? I don't see the message. I just see the serving food. Oh, on the tip. I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, the donation message. I can't see it on the screen that I have up right now. And I'm kind of new to the streaming game, so you'll have to bear with me on this. But I will read it when I find it. because I just have this main chat rolling up. But the one tip, I don't want to lose the tip, right? So 3 colors, absolutely, 3 or more. Also, when you plate things, do it in odd numbers. Plate them in 3, 5, 7, because it's automatically more interesting to the eye. Come to Norway or we riot. You know,
Norway.
I would.
Awesome. They're joining us from
That is my heritage, man. I have a strong Norwegian bloodline. That is where my family hails from. I would love nothing more to go back to the motherland and cook for you guys. And yeah, it's on my bucket list. And you know what? I can see that in your beard. Girls like big beards in the camera.
Howdy, partner.
Hey, thanks for the following. Yeah, I just got asked on the stream we did last night if I could braid my beard like a Viking. So that was something I was like, yeah, I'm totally going to do that. I'm going to get the sweet metal beads that go in it and come down. So yeah, but you know what? Maybe that's something that we can actually do sometime in the near future when the world gets a little bit less crazy is maybe I can come to Norway, visit my Viking brethren, and I will cook for you a feast of Viking warrior status. I mean, I would love nothing more.
You have a barber that says your Viking beard is so
Hell yeah.
barber.
Man, thank you so much. I've been working on it. I really do. I got to get a quick picture here of my bread bowl for my Insta shizzle. Yeah, and here's the other thing. All right, so Viking brethrens, we can do what we do best. Get shit-faced drunk and eat your food. Yeah. Cheers to that, my Viking brethren. The other thing is, if you guys obviously love bacon, right? And we can do bacon a ton. That's not a problem. Aquavit and bacon, damn straight. Fucking infuse it. But if you guys have anything that you want to see, yep, I knew what you meant, brother. No need to correct yourself. It's all good. It's Game Day Smokedown. No one's going to razz you over the misspelling. But if you guys have a challenge that you want to see me cook for you, throw it out there. And you don't have to do it right now. You can send me a message. You can throw it in my DMs. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Check it out. There's the Instagram right there. Yeah, so you guys joined after I said somebody challenged me to cook with Takis. That's one of our viewers. And so I made a stuffed chicken breast with cheese and spinach that we covered with Takis and made it into an awesome sandwich. We also did deep fried mac and cheese Taki balls that were super dope. So if you guys have anything you ever want to see me cook or have questions or anything at all, or if you just want to get shit-faced drunk and eat bacon, we can do that too. Like I said, we're going to have a bacon episode coming up. One more time here. Let's throw it back to the main camera here so you guys can take one more deliciously bacon look here. Warm crab dip, ultimate onion balls. Bro, we are the funniest gang drunk. I bet you are, man. I already love you. I already feel like we're brothers. And when I get drunk, I'll fit right the damn in with you. Just redfish, fermented fish. Nom 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 nom. You want to see me cook with lutefisk?
Ooh, that's a big challenge.
That is a big challenge. It's literally fish that's essentially rotted that's been soaked in lye.
Okay, I would not have to eat that.
Yes, one of the other brothers here said don't. Just don't. Nor Norwegian. No, they don't. It's like a pride thing, right? You know, or it's like, you know what we always like in our family is lessa. You got to have lessa all the time. So delicious. We just like bacon they serve with it. Well, yeah, any way to get bacon, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Big fans of bacon. I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own bacon. So, and you know, we're doing at least 3 shows a week, and sometimes we do special events, but tune in on Wednesday nights, right? Because Wednesday nights we do our Wild Game Wednesdays, and I'll show you how to cook elk, antelope, whitetail, bear, trout, goose. I mean, anything that you can take down with an axe or a bow and arrow or whatever, or if you just Viking shout at them. Do you know what a Viking shout is, babe? No? That's because you ain't from Norway. Get cheese slicer and hunt a pig. Easy bacon. you better hold on. Instafile, thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate that. I'll show you how to fail a backflip while drinking booze. Let's all fail backflips while drinking booze together. But make sure you tune in Wednesday nights for a Wild Game Wednesday. What about his onion balls? Well, I got a whole onion balls right in front of me, right here. That's what about them.
Don't touch his bacon, but you can touch his onion.
So Wednesday nights, Wild Game Wednesdays. Friday night, which you guys would love, is Friday nights is our Friday night barbecue party where we do get shit-faced and we cook and we have a really good time and basically all bets are off. So that's freaking awesome. So tune in then. And then, of course, Sundays in the afternoon, which you guys, so thankful you're here and so thankful for all the follows and comments. It means the world to me, and we'll continue to cook awesome things. We'll continue to incorporate bacon, like I said. Yeah, we're going to make awesome game day food for whatever you're doing, whether you're hunting pig or boar in the wild or, you're kicking back and watching some soccer, football, golf, esports. It doesn't really matter. It's just good food, like we did today with our warm crab salad. That's cheese. Montana travel booked. Let's go both ways. We will meet each other in both of our distant lands, and we will be united by booze and bacon and babes. I'll bring my babe. We'll get you guys babes. It'll be awesome. We'll have a really fucking good time. So, yeah, warm crab salad, and then our onion bacon balls, which we've gone over. Doused with awesome barbecue sauce. Here's something for you. This came off the first one I cut it, but since you guys, let's go cam one full. Just a giant chunk of awesome bacon.
Our dogs are gonna go crazy.
Jumping in the Viking ship and going to raid Montana. Not if I raid you first. You're damn straight it is bacon porn. It's delicious. It's seasoned. It's got sauce all over it. I've got sauce all over me. That's cool. They like bacon. So anyways, and before we go, I just want to say thank you so much for the follows. Check us out on it. We do stuff on all of our different things. We also compete in food sport. You can root for us because we compete in barbecue competitions. Show us the bacon one more time. I can definitely do that. We compete in barbecue competitions, state competitions, world food championships. We can be your team, the Viking team. What's that? Culinary Fight Club, which is like Chopped. The team with the dream. Here, before you go, dream of this beautiful, seasoned, delicious, crunchy bacon. So thank you so much. We had a great time with you. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you to all of our sponsors in the food sport industry down here that help keep us going. Make sure you check them out. Gunter Wilhelm Cutlery, Con Coolers, The Beard Struggle, Croy Valley Foods, and Paws. They're all awesome. They all do great work, just like you guys. And thank you to all you guys that showed up today. We had a blast. Don't be a stranger. Show up again. We like to party. We like to eat. We like to have a good time. And we're so thankful and glad that you were here. Have a great rest of your Sunday here, or if you're in Norway right now, maybe you're on Monday. And as always, remember, for those about to cook, I salute you.